You're listening to Systemic Error Podcast. The failure was designed.
CNN's Kaitlan Collins fires back at Trump during Jon Stewart interview, based on an article by Roxanne Cooper. Trump's favorite target is the press, not the question. The setup. At the White House Correspondents Dinner, Trump sneered at Kaitlan Collins' award as fake while pretending to congratulate her. The award was for coverage of Volodymyr Zelensky's 2025 Oval Office visit. Collins, speaking later on The Daily Show, refused to turn Trump's insult into the story and kept the focus on the reporting itself. Who has power here? The power in this exchange is not complicated. Trump is the president. He gets the platform, the attention, and the institutional leverage to turn a gala into a stage for intimidation. Collins is a reporter doing the job that power hates, asking questions and preserving the record when officials would rather dodge it. The source gets close to saying this, but it still leaves too much room for the usual media haze. This is not a personality clash. It is the head of state using public spectacle to degrade a journalist whose work irritated him. The rebel target is credibility. Trump's insult was not about the award in any honest sense. It was about stripping legitimacy from the people who document his answers, or his refusal to answer. Calling the honor fake is part of the same tactic as marking Collins' appearance, demean, or smile. Convert professional scrutiny into a personal flaw. That is not random nastiness. It is a method. If the messenger can be made ridiculous, then the message can be brushed aside without ever confronting it. The reporting disappears behind the performance. Gender as a weapon. The pattern matters because it is gendered. The source notes Trump's long record of attacking female journalists by appearance rather than substance, including Collins, Zelensky, and Megyn Kelly. That distinction is not decorative. It is the point. He uses contempt for women's bodies and tone as a political tool. This is what institutional misogyny looks like when it has a microphone. It is not merely rude. It is disciplinary. It teaches other reporters what happens when they do not flatter power. Collins refuses the trap. Collins was right to redirect attention to the reporting and the non-answers it provoked. That is the job. The danger is when media or culture rewards the insult more than the substance, because then Trump gets exactly what he wants, the press explaining his abuse instead of documenting his conduct. Still, the burden should not fall on individual journalists to absorb presidential harassment with perfect composure. The story should not be whether Collins looked bothered enough or replied deftly enough. The story is that our president keeps using public attacks to corrode the legitimacy of scrutiny itself. What this story really shows, the larger pattern is not just Trump's cruelty. It is the vulnerability of liberal institutions that keep staging themselves as independent while remaining exposed to intimidation from executive power. The dinner, the award, the viral clip, the TV response, all of it becomes theater unless the press names what is happening plainly. Trump is not confused about journalism. He understands it well enough to attack it strategically. The corruption here is not subtle. It is a governing style built on humiliation, distraction, and the relentless attempt to make accountability look like bias. You've been listening to Systemic Error. Thanks to Alternet for today's article. With the automated voice of Riza, thanks for listening.